the channel where we don't just talk about motivation, we talk about consistency. Today I'm going to talk about how balancing fitness with work and a hobby like vlogging or like something that you want to do career-wise while you're in the military. So if you're like me, you plan on transitioning into something else. For me, it's huge. YouTube, a business of my own, running multiple businesses, having different forms of income. Because I have a high ADHD mindset. Like I can't focus on one thing. I gotta have multiple things that pique my interest. So it helps me. Something like today though, I was encountered with like 2 hours left in my time block where I had nothing else to do. And in that time block, I could go to the gym, I could vlog a video. Right now I have about an hour, a little less than an hour before I gotta go to work. And in that shift, it could be anywhere from 8 to 12 hours because of my MOS. But I'm not gonna use that hour before I go into that long shift unwisely. So while you're in the military, you want to use the time that you need for yourself wisely, because you may only have an hour, you may only have 2 hours, you may even have 30 minutes. You gotta make it work in the military. You signed up for this. This was a voluntary thing, but something like this, it's a beautiful day in Washington. It doesn't happen very often, so I gotta take advantage of that. I found this nice spot with all these beautiful trees in the background, and I made it work. Now, fitness. In the military, you have PT every morning, every day. It doesn't stop. And because the soldiers have to be fit, right? But you also may have goals of your own. Like me, I'm doing a marathon. So if I'm training for a marathon and then I got PT where I got to run more than I had previously planned, because you never know when the run days are gonna come in PT. It's unfortunate for people who are highly motivated to stay fit, but PT is for the broad spectrum of people, right? People who may not be so fit in the running world. So PT is for those who don't run on their own. What I'm trying to get at here is using your time wisely is important, and you should try and find ways to make that work. If you find out, okay, we usually run on Tuesdays, that means I'm gonna not run on Tuesdays. Tuesday morning, I'm gonna do something that has to do with strength training. So whenever you go and you run, now you know that you didn't run twice in a row and destroy your legs, which is gonna ruin the rest of the week. You gotta plan accordingly. Next, I wanted to talk about a scenario. This scenario involves someone named Timmy. Let's say Timmy lives in the slums. He lives in a terrible neighborhood. Timmy works huge hours in a day because of his circumstances. He wants to get out of the slums. He doesn't want to be there, either that's physically or mentally. You don't want to be in that circumstance anymore, in that terrible job that you wanted to be in, or that you're in, that you don't want to be in anymore. You want to move on to something bigger and better. You want to put in work somewhere else. Timmy works 12, 15, 16 hours a day because that's what he's seen on like YouTube, or gurus have told him to do it, or people that he's seen do it before. If they could do it, I could do it. But they don't see what happens behind the background. Those people are lacking sleep. Those people end up crashing 6 months later. Those people end up doing. So he's giving up sleep, he's giving up nutrition, because he's trying to focus so hard on making it happen, and he ends up burning out. And it prolongs the time of him being in that situation. So having structure, having a schedule, having a fitness routine, having good nutrition, having a good mindset, meditating, as cheesy as it sounds, meditating works. Having a well-rounded, balanced life. The military is huge on that as well. Having a balanced life keeps you on your toes, keeps you going. Don't mess that up. A lot of people get into, entrepreneurship, or they get into the military, they get into something that's high volume of work, thinking if I go full steam ahead and never stop, it's gonna work. You're gonna blow your tires out. It's gonna suck. And then you're gonna have to but it also depends on circumstance. Timmy lives in the slums. He knows that he can get anything done because he knows he wants out of that. He wants a better life, and he's gonna stop at nothing to get it. But if Timmy focuses on balance, he's gonna get it sooner. gonna feel like it's longer, but it's not, because you're balancing everything out so he gets the proper rest, proper nutrition, proper things that's gonna help him in the long distance run, not just the short distance. Short distance, he's gonna be good, but he's gonna have that one freak out day where he freaks out and he can't move any further because he's blown everything out. Mentally, physically, he's exhausted, can't do it anymore. So Timmy has to balance everything out in order to make that happen. Now let's say Timmy lives in, let's say Sally now. Sally lives in her mom's house and she lives in a rich neighborhood and she wants to go the same route that Timmy does. But it's a little harder because she's comfy. She's comfy where she's at. She don't have to move out anytime soon. Her parents don't even care if she moves out or not. That's gonna take willpower. Timmy's already got willpower. He's felt the pain. He don't want that anymore. Sally, it's gonna be a little tougher in the willpower aspect, not in the physical aspect of getting the work done. Because Timmy, you know, it's harder for him because he's got to work his 9 to 5 just to survive. Sally, she's good. She don't have to worry about anything. That comfort level is gonna get in her way. With that, that's all in the mind. Timmy's is more physical. He's got to be able to eat right, sleep right, worry about his circumstances. He's got to just make sure everything's balanced. With her parents already balanced a lot of the things out for her, which makes it harder in the comfort level because she's too comfy. Completely opposite side of the spectrum. So Sally's gonna have to focus in her mind and start reading some audiobooks and start getting into some disciplines like martial arts, running, some kind of discipline that'll shake her out of that comfort zone, because she's never going to be able to achieve what she wants if she stays in her fucking parents' house, because she's never going to get out of that. It's too comfy. She's got it made. So, and you don't want that because you're not going to be satisfied with life because you never accomplished anything. You never fixed your life the way you wanted it to be, which is unfulfilling. She's unfulfilled. Timmy, he's kind of maybe a little bit more fulfilled than Sally because he knows that he's fucking working every day, constantly, but he's got to worry about that burnout. So those were the two things that I wanted to talk about on top of PT in the military, on top of your goals. Being able to balance, okay, Tuesdays are run days. Or ask your leadership, hey, what days do we run because I have this going on? Bringing that up to your leadership makes a huge difference. I promise you, it doesn't even matter if you're a E-Fuzzy or whatever the case may be. And leave in the comments if you have anything that I could add to this or that I could respond to. Talking to your leadership is going to be huge. I didn't think that it was going to make much of a difference. I always assumed things. And then as I became an E3, E4, E5, I was opening up more and asking more questions and like, hey, I got this going on. Can I work this out? They're like, we'll get back to you. And within a week, 2 weeks tops, usually they work something out with you because they want to help you. That's what they're there for. That's what I'm here for. I want to help. Think about yourself, you know? Wouldn't you want to help your troops? They're going to want to help you. If not, then you can go to someone else, and then someone else, and someone else. And then eventually, somebody's going to get in trouble for not helping you out. So just so you know that as well. Definitely go through your chain of command, though. If you want to do a marathon or something like that. They encourage things like that. Well, you're just increasing your physical expertise. They want you fit. So it all depends. You know, you gotta think. You gotta think critically and be like, okay, what can I bring up? What will they say? What do I think they'll say? And then bring it up anyways. See what happens. Be polite, be respectful, obviously. But do your best. That's it. I said it all. Have a good one.